Hey everybody, this is another review that we're going to be doing today. And so it's expressions and equations, and this is going to be in preparation for analyzing and solving systems of equations. So you're going to have to do something similar to this on the test. And so number one says, write the letters as the steps in the orders that will solve 3x plus 4y equals 8 for y. So the first thing you have to know that you have to solve it for y. And it says you may not need to use all 4 steps listed. So there's 4 steps here, and we're going to have to figure out which one of these, or which 2, or which 3, or which 4, because it says you may not need to use all 4 steps listed, but it doesn't say you can't. So here's what I would do first. Instead of trying to do this all in my head, I'm going to rewrite this problem down here. And I'm actually going to physically solve it for y. So what do? We subtract 3x from both sides. So what do you get? You get 4y equals a negative 3x plus 8. Now we have to solve it for y, so I divide everything by 4. So y equals 3/4 x. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And then we're done. So now let's look at what's over here. It says divide both sides of the equation by 4. We did that over here, but that's not the first one. Subtracts 3x from both sides of the equation. Okay, yeah, that's what we did first. So I know the first one's going to be b. I know, so I've used that one. That's first. I know a is involved. Let's look. Add 8 to both sides of the equation. No, look, I didn't add 8 at all. There's a plus 8 here, but I didn't add it to both sides. So that's not used. Divide both sides of the equation by 3. No, and if you look through all the work, I never divided both sides by 3. So it must be B and A that were used. So now there's a different type of problems. Again, it's the same concept, we're just doing it in different ways. So it says graph a given equation on the grid below without using a table. Provide justification of your process. So we have to take this and we have to graph it. Now, if we remember, we've talked about why we use slope-intercept form. When we use the slope-intercept form, it gives us the slope and it gives us the y-intercept, and it makes graphing equations pretty easy. So what we want to do is we want to change this and turn this into this format, which it's not in right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working through here. First, I have to use the distributive property. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 3 is 6. And that's it. And then I have to add the 4y. On the other side, it's 5 times y is 5y. 5 times 1 is 5. So I'm just going to take a second to pause and make sure you're working all these out and you're not trying to do everything in your head. It doesn't work all the time. You're going to make a lot more mistakes if you try and do that. By doing it on paper, you're less likely to make those mistakes and you're actually going to get done faster. So I've got to CLT this. No, actually I don't. They're all different. Do I have to CLT? No, I don't have to CLT anything. So I want to isolate the y, just like we did up here. Now, I already have the 2x and 6 on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 4y. So it's 2x plus 6, it almost looks like a b, equals 5y minus 4y is y plus 5. Now if I subtract 5 from both sides, 2x, 6 minus 5 is 1, right? Equals y. Here's my answer. So again, by doing it this way and moving this over here, I just had to move the 1 step over, and then I had to do a second step to move it back over this way. Otherwise, I would have had to move these 2 over here and then move this one over here. So I just saved a step. Now, does it matter that this is on the right-hand side? No, y equals 2x plus 1. Now, it also says graph it. So now that I have it in slope-intercept form, I know this is my y-intercept. So I'm going to put a dot right there on the 1, and I know it goes up 2 and over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. I'm going to go the other way. And then I should be able to take a ruler, and make sure you use rulers where you can. Because by using a ruler, you can see that I get all the points. Where if you're drawing it by hand and all of a sudden it tilts off to the side towards the bottom and you're off a little bit, and I say, oh, you're supposed to have this point, but you didn't go through it, potentially you could get it wrong. So here it is, graph to give an equation on the grid below without using a table. That's how I took care of it. So again, as always, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. Bye.